Okay, this is my first live. Okay. What I wanted to talk about today is how to lose weight without actually working out. Now, this involves a number of things that most people probably don't want to give up out of their diet, or they wouldn't even know, like high corn syrup, which is in everything, or just refined sugar, which is in everything. Produce. So like you gotta start reading the back of labels. So like when you go to the grocery store, you'll say if this had a label, right? And you read in the back of it and you understand about like 3 to 4 words, and then the rest of the words is just like don't know. A lot of those words are chemicals that they putting into your body. So like synthetic chemicals, and your body holds that as nothing. And when your body holds that as nothing, it turns into fat, and then you store it. So mostly it's just high fructose syrup and sugar. So like refined sugar, white sugar. When I say sugar, I'm not talking about like how can I put this? I'm not talking about sugar that you get from like the brown sugar. Okay. But even though when you do like brown sugar is not even the best for you. Where the sugar that I'm talking about is like syrup. 100% maple syrup is very good for you. It has fiber in it. So for when you do eat bad foods, so like when you eat a whole bunch of cheese, when you eat a whole bunch of bread, and then you have this 100% maple syrup, which and this is just one of the things you can use. It eliminates all of that excess fat that likes to store into, because what fiber does is it goes into your gut and it cleans everything out that's not supposed to be in there. A lot of the problems with these fast food restaurants and these big industries is that they pump a lot of sugar into the food and they forget to put the fiber in there. See, the reason that's wrong with fiber is it'll fill you up, and then you're not gonna want to eat that much. But when you look at people from, let's say, from England, you go over there and you'll see the portion is very smaller because they regulate things different over there. Here in America, it's biggie this, biggie that, and eat this and eat that. So how does that stop you from having to actually go out and work out? It really doesn't, but it really does help, because what you do there is with the fiber again, it goes in and it takes out the water weight first. And after it takes out the water weight, it's going to start taking out the actual fat. And you're literally going to start pissing it out or shitting it out. Excuse my language, YouTube. But yes, it's going to come out of you one way or another. So when you look at that, it's pretty good. Or you can just literally do this one fast to where you don't eat no meat and you just drink water, and you don't eat cheese, you don't eat any like animal products, put it like that. And basically your diet is plant based and water based. What you'll see is your skin will get lighter first, and then you'll start to slim down. Your clothes will start to fall off of you, and things will get better. Um, for people that have a hard time giving up their fast food, what I recommend for you is to move into it slowly. It's never good to just jump into things because you get big withdrawals. So I used to love eating pork, but pork was not the best for me. Let me put it like that. Used to make my tongue sting. What else? It didn't really necessarily get me fat, but I would like get lazy, and then I don't feel like working out. And then in essence, I would get fat because I wouldn't stay on my game. So like, there's certain stuff you got to know about yourself. So like, what I would recommend for people that have a hard time giving up processed foods is learn how to season your food. So like seasonings like lemon pepper, garlic, salt, they all curb appetite. And then they also make your food taste better. Yeah. So learn how to cook. Learning how to cook can be the best thing for you because it actually fill you up. It won't leave you empty inside to where you be like, I gotta eat, I gotta eat. Because a lot of the times is we'll overeat, and then overeating gets you big, and we'll overeat the wrong things. Like you can sit down all day and eat a carrot and you won't get fat. You actually get skinnier if you sit around eating a carrot, or if you sit around eating an apple all day. Just stuff that you're supposed to eat. Not saying that you can't eat meat, is that your body is not really supposed to process it. Like there's scripture in the Bible that says, drink wine when you eat meat, for your stomach can digest it better. And that's a true statement, even scientifically. You can pull up the facts later, but it's true. So what happens is you the main thing that you want to do is make it easier on your gut to digest stuff. So if you make it easier on your gut to digest stuff, it'll start eating the fat because they have a higher metabolism. So when you have a higher metabolism, is exactly what it's going to do. It's going to eat the fat because you're going to eat, and then your body's going to be like, well, we still have stuff to burn off. We got all this fiber in the tank, and we need something to burn it with. And you got all that fat in your reservoir, which you've been using to get over the years, because it takes time to get fat. Things just don't happen overnight. Some people are chronically overeaters, or some people binge eat on the wrong things. So I seen on my Snapchat, before Hot Girl Summer came, people would go to Chick-fil-A every day and order that. I think it was like a chicken sandwich, and it was like, I don't know, I don't go to Chick-fil-A, but it was like grilled, okay? And they had bread on it, mustard. Sometimes I think they'll give you ketchup. And what I saw was, first of all, when it comes to cooking oil, using corn oil, not the best. So like you gotta find like olive oil. Olive oil is pretty good. Cooking oil. Probably not to fry your chicken, probably to bake it though. I think there's cauliflower oil. That's pretty good to fry your chicken in. See, the reason what's wrong with corn is it's refined. And let me tell you, I used to drive trucks. We use corn fuel to fill diesel. That's exactly what diesel is. It's corn. So you're putting all this in your body that can run a truck, and you wonder why you're getting big. And then another thing is the flour that they use in the food that they put on top of the chicken, and then on top of that, they don't even season the chicken before actually putting the flour on it, or even soak it in vinegar before putting the flour on it. See, all these steps are very important to make sure you don't gain the weight. So, step one when making your chicken, put it in vinegar for about 10 minutes. After you're done putting it in vinegar for about 10 minutes, take it out of the water, rinse the vinegar off your chicken, season it with seasonings. Okay. I'm not here to tell you which seasonings to put on your food. Preferably lemon pepper and garlic goes very well together. And then after that, probably cinnamon. Yeah, probably cinnamon. But other people got different tastes. Like some people like stuff hot, some people like stuff spicy. It depends on you. I like my stuff kind of like blandish, sweetish, because the lemon pepper brings out the sweetness, and then the cinnamon enhances the sweetness in the lemon pepper, and then the garlic brings that bland flavor. So it's not a bad bland. Like, you know how people be like, well, you can't cook, your food is bland. No, it's more so like it's leveling it out. It's not, it's a mixture of good and bad. So honestly, I heard this a lot, that preferably women saying they don't want to cook. That's why y'all so big now. You don't cook. Your foremothers weren't this big, and they cooked. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna tell the truth today. So when you cook and you season your food, you first of all know what you use. Second of all, you know how much you can eat. And third of all, when you cook food that's actually good for you, it fills you up. It doesn't just sit in your stomach and make you hungry again. That's a that's a multi-business advertisement that people use to get you back into the stores. When I used to work corporate, they said we put salt in everything because salt makes you thirsty. And then when you're thirsty, you go back to the vending machine and you buy more drinks. See, when you buy drinks, that brings in revenue. They don't care if you get fat. They don't care if you gain a couple pounds. They care if their bank accounts gain a couple pounds. And if you gain a couple pounds, they say, hey, it's all cool and it's all good with it. But I'm here to tell you, you don't gotta give up your sweetie foods, your taste good foods. Really, if you ask me, it's an addiction. So like cheese is an addiction, milk's addicting, specifically cow milk. A lot of black people are lactose intolerant. A lot of people who are lactose intolerant in general. Let me hit you with some knowledge. Goat's milk is actually better for you, and it actually stops poison from coming in your body, and it builds your immune system. And it has more fibrous intake. And you don't have to pasteurize it when you're squeezing it from the goat's milk. So meaning you can drink it right from the goat's tip. And you can't do that to cows. With cows, you have to milk them, take their milk, boil their milk for it can actually be safe to drink. You hear me? Safe to drink. Why do you have to do all these steps? Because it's not healthy for you to drink these things. They even say it with when if you ever went to college and you go to history, they talk about cheese, and they say the cheese that is not refined tastes very good, but it can kill them, and people would eat it and they would die just for the taste good. And then that goes back to the fast food restaurants and people wanting to actually eat and overeat. Like there's certain bodybuilders who, like, let's take Arnold Schwarzenegger. When he was going for his first Olympics, he would eat, work out, eat, work out, eat, work out. Yeah, he ate and worked out. He was doing the same amount of reps with the same amount of weights, but he was only getting bigger because he was eating all that fasty foods and working out. There's a difference. You can go back into and look at his pictures. He didn't really have like the abs when he was going for his Mr. Olympia. But when he went out for that movie, they said that he needed to be 230 pounds, I think. And he was like, no, my bad. He needed him like 220 and he was like 240. So he's like, I gotta drop 20 pounds of muscle. That man stopped eating so much and went out on runs and he dropped the muscle. And I'll tell you this, he looked better when he dropped that muscle, because I don't think that was literally all his muscle. Not saying that it wasn't muscle. I'm saying that a lot of it was bad muscle. I'll give you a story about my grandfather. He used to eat kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was a very big man. He used to be able to carry trucks on the back of him and walk up a hill. Semi trucks. He's a big man. I'm a big man too. I'm 6'7". That's another story. He was 6'5" and he was swole. So the reason for that is because when you stop, that's the bad intake for your muscles. See, that deteriorates your muscles when you stop. But if you eat correctly and you build up the muscle, it stays with you. It doesn't leave. So when I'm trying to get to women that are overweight, or even men that are overweight, because this falls in your category too. But I mean, so mainly talking to the women here. Let's see. You just need to stop eating fast foods. Incorporate lemon water into your diets. Apple cider vinegar might taste nasty. Give it a minute. It is your friend, because you see what apple cider vinegar does is it's like that fiber intake I was talking about, but 10 times over. So it jumps into your stomach and you can even feel it working. and it'll go through and start burning fat, or it'll burn fat all the way through. If you do this for like, let's say, a whole year, but buying apple cider vinegar is a little bit tricky because you have to get the apple cider vinegar with the lady on it instead of the lady and the man. Or you got the apple cider vinegars with just the apple, because some of the apple cider vinegars are watered down pretty bad. Hold on, I can show you. I got one. Okay. This apple cider vinegar. See how I guess it has the man and the woman on it. It doesn't just, I don't know if you can see it, but it has the man and the woman on it, and it's organic, raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar, and it's very darkish. Don't ever get nothing light, because think about refined sugar. When before it was refined, it had the color that looked like me. Okay, it was very brown, but they took the fiber out of it and it became very white. So it was deprived of its richness, but it made it taste sweeter, yes, but it made it worse for the body. Everything that's sweet for you is bad for you. Everything that's bitter is good for you. In the sense of your tongue not liking it, but your stomach loving it and your body praising you for it. Now, a lot of people are in this COVID-19 talking about, oh, I need to lose the weight. I need to lose the weight. I need to lose the weight. Well, I'm here literally speaking about how to lose the weight. Literally. Eat salads. Stop eating so much meat. Um, I literally watched a video of a woman eating crab legs. A bowl, hold on. How big was this bowl? The bowl was like this, okay? Full of, like, just big, full of crab legs. And she was eating the crab legs, and she ate the whole bowl. And yeah, she was thick, okay, give her that. But she had a gut. And the reason because of that is she'll eat the crab legs throughout the whole day like it's a carrot or it's an apple, like something that you said like you can't eat like that. Like, and it came to the point to where your body becomes so used to eating that stuff that your body doesn't even register it as actual food, and it just stores it as fat. Like, are you waiting for the biggest winner to come or something? Okay. There's other there's workouts you can do to lose the weight. There's one workout you can do, and it's called walking for a very long time. 3 4 miles a day walking will ultimately have you lose the weight, but let's be realistic. People work. People have jobs, people have lives, and people have people to take care of. So what I'm talking about is very much practical. Changing your diet is not hard. It's very easy and excuse me. It's very easy and it's not, how can I put this? It's not a hassle. It's not a hassle on you, your mamas, or your sisters, uncles, granny. My grandma literally died because she had high cholesterol and she wouldn't give up them pork chops. Like I said, addicting. It's very much addicting. And let me get into the blood flow about this. When you, as a person, or even a man, in indulge in this consumerism, you hurt your blood flow. Like that's why you don't see a lot of people with veins no more. You know, like usually people. would be like, oh, if you have veins, you're skinny. No, I've seen swole people with veins. Swole people with veins. And the only way your veins normally disappears if you pack muscle up on over them. And that takes time. And if you pack muscle up over your veins, you're pretty strong. Seriously. If you haven't been taking no creatine or no pre-med workout, oh, let me get into this too. Energy drinks are not your best friends, they're your worst friends. They actually steal energy from you instead of giving it to you. You ever notice when you come down off of that energy drink, you feel like you gotta go to sleep immediately? Immediately. Now let me tell you something. With the diet that I'm talking about, it will give you energy and you can keep going and you'll never have to come down. You drive the energy from yourself. See, everything comes from your gut. What you put in your mouth and goes into your gut, it goes throughout your whole body, goes through your bloodstream, goes through everything. Think about why an edible gets you higher than anything. I'm just being honest. Your gut is your main source of health. If your gut is not healthy, it's gonna be hefty. I'm not trying to be funny. You're gonna be hefty. So it's very easy to lose weight while working out. I remember when I came back from college, I went to the HBCU. Didn't know it was unaccredited until I came back home. They would serve pork chops every night, and I would love me some pork chops with some ketchup. I was before I left, I was 200. No, before I left, I was like 190, 195. Came back home 230 pounds, and it wasn't muscle. Well, all of it wasn't muscle, at least. Some of it was muscle. The majority of it was fat, and the majority of it was right here on my stomach. So what I'm telling you is what I literally did to lose the weight. My mom, she used to be over 350 pounds. She's around now 240, and she could have lost more weight if she just give up sugar. Sugar is your worst enemy. Like I was saying, read the back of these things where it says ingredients. You want to read, it says certified organic on this bottle right here. Certified organic raw apple cider vinegar in purified water, dis- diluted to 5% acidity, meaning they just boiled apples that have been sitting around and got spoiled, which makes apple cider vinegar when you boil them. That's all they did. Usually, when you want something organic, it's only going to have 2 to 3 other products in it, and they're usually organic. Even when you go out and like buy your cheese, I'm not saying cheese is a bad thing because people, I know they're not going to give up their cheese. What I'm saying is incorporate fiber into your diet. You incorporating vegetables, potatoes, let's see, collard greens, let's see, just greens, leafy greens in general will help you lose the weight and slowly but surely cut out the sugar. You don't have to cut out the meat because what you do with the meat is you soak it in the vinegar. And what vinegar is a vegetable. So it takes out all that salmonella in there. And then after you take out all that salmonella in there, you put the seasoning on that, which is just more vegetables. Lemon pepper is not a vegetable, but when you put lemon water, it makes you lose weight. So when you put lemon pepper on your chicken, it makes you lose weight. When you put garlic on your chicken, it makes you lose weight. Salt's not gonna make you lose weight. Depending on what type of salt you have, because there's salt that's good for you, and then there's salt that's bad for you. Sea salt is not necessarily bad for you, and it's not necessarily good for you. Taking it in excess of amounts is very bad for you because what that's going to do is it's going to dry out your skin and it's going to dry you out. And if you're dry, it's going to be the same thing with eating white sugar. White sugar dries you out too. And then what that does is that helps you store fat in your body. You don't want to store fat in your body. That's a very evil thing. I remember when I was kind of big, I didn't feel like doing anything. I didn't feel like getting up. I didn't feel like even doing homework. I didn't. Life was. I want to eat. That's it. And in a sense, I felt like it was a little bit sad, but in a sense not, because I know a lot of big people who are successful people. They go out and get it. They grinders. As long as they get their little Kit Kat bar. And there's nothing wrong with that. I say reward yourself when you've been doing things right. What's his name? The Rock. He eats good throughout the whole week, but on Sunday he go ham. And when I say ham, I mean ham. He go ballistic. And I want a day for like that for myself too. What I want to do is I want to eat plant based when I get my own things and everything for like 7 days, no 6 days, and then on the seventh day I want to eat nothing but meat, like sauteed meat, glossy meat, orange chicken, um, beef ribs, steak. I'm going all in. Why? Because it's my cheat day and my stomach's ready for it because I done built up fiber for 6 days. Because after I'm done eating this, my body's just going to kick it out like it's never been there. And what that does is that stops my craving for it because I get it all out in one session. And then my body gets used to actually craving the vegetables and what to eat the vegetables. And in a lot of times what I see is people they don't like eating vegetables because they don't season it. I say season your vegetables. When you season your vegetables, it makes your food taste better. Seasoning makes your food taste better. Some vegetables are bit like what is it called? It's a leafy green. Spinach sometimes can be bitter if you don't wash it. Like if you got it right from somebody's farm, it can smell like butt and it can taste bitter if you don't soak it in vinegar and if you don't scrub your greens and wash them. Say so leafy greens is what you need in your diet. Liquids like apple cider vinegar, lemon water, and sugar replacements. Oh my God, I almost forgot that. Sugar replacements. 100% maple syrup, 100% honey. Now, let me get into the honey part. Your honey should not be moving like water, it should be thick. It shouldn't be able to be moved around. It should move slow when you try to pull it out, and you should want to put a spoon in it and dip it in there because that's what honey's supposed to be like. Cinnamon is a natural sweetener. Okay, a lot of people don't know that. So like, what I would do is I would fill this up with water and then put a little bit of this, like probably how much this is. I've been having this bottle all year, by the way. So fill this like this much in there. But I fill this up, put lemon water. No, just put lemon. So like you get the squeezed lemon, you put it in there, and then you get either your 100% maple syrup or your 100% honey. And then you put it in here and you stir it up. But before you do that too, you gotta put your cinnamon because with cinnamon also helps you lose weight. Yeah. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to like the video. And if you think this was helpful, make sure to show your friends, show your mom, show your sisters, show your dad, show your auntie, show anybody, show the alien, show Obama, show your mama. I'm praying, but no, seriously, because I'm a personal trainer, and this whole year I've just been working out, and I see a lot of people they work out and they don't seem to be losing the weight. And it has to do with what you're eating. Abs are made in the kitchen. They're not made in the weight room. I mean, yes, they're made in the weight room. You can work out your abs all day, but you're just gonna have fat over your abs, right? You can. I know the strongest person with abs that I know has fat over his abs. You can do more crunches than me. You can do more planks than me. He's just fat. He's just fat. Doesn't make him better or less than me. But I know a lot of people don't want that fat there. They wanna slim down and lose the weight. Now, slimming down and losing the weight is not the hard part. The hard part is changing your diet and maintaining that change in your diet. And you have to give yourself, how to put this, room for failure. Because if you don't, you just relapse and then stay there. If you give yourself room for failure, you can be like, okay, I suspected this to happen. I'm going to get back on this road and I'm going to keep marching. And I'm going to march, march, march until I get to where I need to be. Because you can walk down a lonely road and you have 20,000 miles to go, but you'll never make mile one if you don't get to stepping. You know, you might stop, okay, but if you get back up and keep the stepping, you're closing the gap. What I'm saying here is if you close the gap, you'll feel more better about yourself. You'll feel like you can do anything. Because once you conquer what you thought you couldn't, you'll go about life different. So if I can get people to lose weight by changing their diet, I feel good. If I can get one person to do it, I feel good. Shit. If I can get 1 million people to do it, I'm gonna feel over the hill. If that makes sense. Cause I saw this one lady, seen her working out for a while. She's pretty big, but I don't know what she eats. Like she works out. She goes on little walks every day. Her and her family and her husband. But they don't seem like they're losing the weight. I've seen people literally walk into the gym that were big and within 3 to 4 months just slim down. I have a cousin named Gutierrez, Mexican. He lost his weight pretty quickly. And I remember talking to him before and I was telling him same thing that I'm telling y'all. And he took my advice. He was like 5'9", 350 pounds. I'm 222 and I'm 6'7". He's 5'9", 350 pounds. Was 5'9", 350 pounds. He's 5'9", gotta think, 170 pounds. That's a big difference off a diet. And it took him to lose all that weight because he was very serious about it because he almost died because of his health issues. So he took it serious and it took him about a year to lose all that weight, a year or two. So like a year and a half because he's just not happening for him. See, that's a short time frame because I know people that have been working out to lose their stomach for 5 years, 6 years. But when I tell them they gotta give up cheese, they gotta give up junk food, they gotta give up processed sugars, they gotta give up milk, they be like, "Door, my friend," and I'll be like, "What more can I do? I gave you the information. I told you what works. I told you what makes you lose the weight. Working out every day will just get you abs under your fat. Will just get you abs under your fat. That is it. So, like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't care what you do. Please share the video. That's what I care about. Have a nice day. Stay blessed and drive safe.